Welcome to this presentation called Make Anxiety a Junior Partner. In the presentation, we're going to talk about the essence of anxiety, a new perspective on anxiety, and a thinking exercise to reduce anxiety as well as how to make it a junior partner. My name is Mr. Advocate. I'm an advocate for anybody who wants to rise to their top. So, what is anxiety? Basic anxiety is a fear of a future event that will bring some harm, some loss, some pain. Anxiety can come in at different levels. When you start moving up in the intensity side of anxiety, you move into what we call an anxiety disorder. In that state, the mind, the thinking and emotional parts of the mind start to dysfunction. They're not functioning at a normal level. And in that level, we can move into having panic attacks, we can move into depression, suicidal thoughts, and destructive behavior. The essence of anxiety is that it is a very, very serious issue. The other essence of it right now is it's become pervasive. Did you know that over 40 million adults in the United States alone have an anxiety disorder? They say that 2/3 of our youth have anxiety attacks on an ongoing basis, and that the leading cause of death in our youth is one of the leading causes, at least, is suicide. So it is real, it's severe, and it's pervasive at the same time. But I want you to know that there is hope. There are solutions to anxiety, especially the disorder side of anxiety. I spent really the last 15 years in my natural design mindset practice helping people with anxiety. I've specialized in a group that I call the misunderstood creative thinkers. This is a group that can have a dark side to them. They have mood swings, but they have a lot of intellectual energy, and it's through that thinking and a lot of energy that they can come up with sometimes even bizarre ideas of what might happen in the future. So they're most prone to anxiety, and I've helped them. I know the solutions, and I can help. I can help you. I can help actually anybody if I can help them. Now, I want to give you a new perspective of anxiety. And that new perspective is that anxiety actually has value. Yes, massive negative side, but there's a positive side to anxiety at the same time. And if you can hold on to that there's some positive in the anxiety that you're happening, it's actually going to reduce your anxiety and move it into a junior partner position. To ensure that you really appropriate this understanding of anxiety, I decided to use an analogy or a metaphor, if you like, using salt. Saying that salt has both a positive side and a negative side. Now, we've been more often than not taught about the negative sides of salt, and that is too much salt can lead to what? Yes, high blood pressure, which can lead to heart attacks and strokes, and even, if they're severe enough, to death. That's very severe. The other thing that it does, a major thing, is it can dehydrate us. Too much salt can dehydrate us. I think of these movies where we see the fellows shipwrecked, they're on a raft, they're thirsty, they want to drink the water. If they drink that salt water, what will happen? It'll bring on their demise more quickly. So it's an accelerator to dehydration. Positive sides of salt. The one that I think of is taste. I love my salt on popcorn. Don't leave home without it. But there are other, probably less known values that we have in salt. Now, I'm talking salt that actually has trace minerals in it, like a pink Himalayan, salt, or some good salts. So what are they? One is neurological firing, that the salt has a positive impact on that. And we see this through our exercises. If we exercise and we're really sweating and we're depleting our salt, then what can happen is we can actually have a muscle cramp. And the muscle cramp is the non-firing of the neural side of our brain that should be happening. Also within our brain, the salt actually affects the emotional side of our brain, dealing with stability. So actually salt can help us in anxiety. It can help with our mood swings. Salt also has a good impact on our immune system, our insulin, our resistance. Salt also has been used as a preservative. Then in times gone past, when there wasn't refrigeration, salt was put into the meats. The meats, were kept for a period of time. It actually has an antibacterial, aspect to it. So salt actually has value. There's a value side to salt. So, but the message is, too much salt can lead to bad things. No salt can lead to bad things. So it's the right amount of salt is what we need to look to do. And that's the analogy and that's the metaphor I want to make in terms of anxiety. Some levels of anxiety, low levels, are of value to us. High levels anxiety is very dangerous. So what are some of the values of anxiety, you might ask? Good question, obviously. Well, one is that it's an alarm system. We're thinking about a future event. And that future event, we're assuming, has some harm to it, some pain to it, and some loss associated with it. And if that's true, if that event is coming along, and we see some evidence that it's coming along, we actually want to take some action. We want to go through some type of risk management. But we need the alarm first. The alarm is like the smoke. Okay, the flames are coming, the pain is coming, do something. It's an alarm system. Number one value, alarm system. Number two, hopefully we're going to look for solutions to this potential problem that might be coming up, i.e. risk management. Three is for pain avoidance, which I'm at least motivated. I'm not interested in having pain, so if I can reduce my pain, I'm going to take action. So I can be motivated to take some action to mitigate that loss and whatnot. Okay, so there is value. I want you to hear a little amount of anxiety has value. Too much anxiety can be very, very detrimental. Now, the thinking process that might help us to ensure that we keep anxiety at the lower level, that we have it as a junior partner, is to think of the anxiety in terms of its reality. Is it really going to happen? Is there evidence to suggest that it's going to happen? Or am I just making it up? And or if it is real, have I exaggerated the impact, the negative impact on me, where that exaggeration pushes me into that disorder level and having panic attacks and depression, if you like. So the thinking process is actually analyze the anxiety. So what we're doing is we're connecting our cognitive side of our brain to our emotional side. Because it was the cognitive side that came up with the potential harm. But it was stimulating the emotional side, hence the panic attack. But if we can then go back to the cognitive side and say, hey, wait a minute, okay, maybe that's going to happen. Maybe that future event's going to happen. Maybe I'm going to lose my job. Okay, let's analyze that. Let's think through. Well, is that real? Is there a real probability? And if so, what can I do about it? Once you put the thought back into it, then it balances off the emotional side that runs us into the panic attack, runs us into depression, runs us into the destructive, side. So a real antidote to keeping anxiety at a junior partner level is to practice clear thinking. Practice clear thinking. So it was our thoughts which triggered our emotions. We must go back to our thoughts, reanalyze the situation, and modify our emotions to keep them at a good level, a smaller level, rather than a destructive level. Okay, that's a major shift. People do not see the value in anxiety, and that thinking, if we could introduce some thinking to it in a positive way, we can reduce the negative side of anxiety. So take away that, start practicing that thinking. But actually, before we leave this video, I would like to ask you for some help. I have this thought that all those people out there with anxiety, they could use these videos. And maybe we can partner together to get these videos to more and more people. I'm imagining millions of people having their anxiety being reduced. I think that's just a wonderful thing. So I'm going to call upon you to be what I call a mother bear type. It could be male or female, mother bear, type. That's a person who's highly protective, a fierce protection of somebody else, a nurturer and a teacher. And to be a mother bear for somebody who has excessive stress or high levels of anxiety. I can imagine you encouraging them in such a way is to help them not have any type of destructive behavior. And that would just be a wonderful thing. So consider at least becoming a mother bear type for somebody who has anxiety, and just join this team. I'm committed to doing 72 videos between now and the end of the year, to provide tools for people who have anxiety. And I just hope that you will join me. Maybe you will subscribe, become part of the team, and we'll do this together. I really think that we can make a difference and actually have fun doing it. So thanks for listening to this video. I look forward to seeing you at the next one. In the meantime, have a great day.